Well, good morning. Time to rise and shine. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. You are waking up to the calm after the storm this morning. Windy weather pummeled the inland northwest last night. So we want to get right to our live team coverage. This morning, we are spread out across the region to bring you the very latest. We have KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez live in North Idaho checking out storm damage there, and meteorologist Jeremy Legoo breaking down what we can expect next. So let's get right to Jeremy. Good morning, Jeremy. You know, it's still very windy this morning, and it kind of bites because it feels a little bit colder too.
Yeah, I went ahead and threw together a couple of graphics that kind of explain what's going on with that wind this morning. But for starters, here it is. 33 degrees and wind pretty steady out of the west-southwest at 17 miles per hour, gusting to the upper 20s, even close to 30 depending on where you are. So it's still a bit breezy. Thankfully, that's not the threshold for causing wind damage. So we've now moved beyond that. And as we head through the day, wind will continue to die down. So we go from wind gusts near 30 miles per hour to about 20 by noon. And by this afternoon, by this evening, wind basically becomes negligible. But here is how this plays out. And this is where things get interesting. We're down close to freezing across the inland northwest this morning. That's right now. That's this morning. Compared to yesterday, that's an almost 20-degree drop. Some places more than 20-degree drop. In Spokane, it's about a 20-degree drop from where we were just 24 hours ago. That's a big drop in temperatures. Now, you factor in the wind when it comes to these temps near freezing, and it feels like it's near 20 degrees across the inland northwest. So bundle up as you head outside. It's quite a bit cooler. Right now, we watch wind calm down across the region. We got rid of quite a bit of that cloud cover as we went through the night. And so as we start the day, expect sunny skies. That sun's coming up here in about 40 minutes. And as we head through the day, expect a mix of clouds and sun with temps in the mid-40s this afternoon. And someone out giving us the latest on some of what we saw yesterday and some of the damage left behind from that wind is Nicole Hernandez. And Nicole, I hope you're bundled up and staying warm this morning.
Oh, Jeremy, definitely a day for bundling. That wind is still blowing just a little bit, definitely making it chilly this morning, like you mentioned, but of course not nearly as bad as what we saw last night. So last night here in Post Falls, we did have at least one tree fall where we're standing right here, knocked over some power lines. So take a look behind me. You can see crews working now because of that downed tree. This block right here is dark this morning. We have one building here that doesn't have power, and then River City Lanes is kind of your point where you're going to kind of know where that is. So that building right there is out of power as of right now. You can see crews, we've got two up here, we've got another crew down the road a little bit, all here working to restore power to this corner right here. This small side road right here is still blocked off. The tree initially when it fell did block this road off. Crews were able to come in and clean up the tree, so we have no remnants of that tree anymore. But we are still seeing this road closed off as crews continue to work, trying to restore power. The little coffee stand here on the corner does have power. They delayed their opening. They're supposed to open at 4. They opened around 5:30 this morning. But the other two buildings right here on this block are still waiting for that power to come back up. So as the morning continues, we'll make sure to keep you updated about this spot here and others as we see them. Live in Post Falls, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
And this morning, thousands of people are waking up to no power from last night's windstorm. Let's get right to the totals. Right now, Avista is reporting more than 3,000 people without power. Company leaders say crews are working around the clock until all customers are restored. Northern Lights is reporting almost 6,000 customers without power. The majority are in North Idaho. And taking a look, there are still more than 1,000 Kootenai Electric customers in the dark this morning. Kootenai Electric says members should be prepared for it to take days to restore power. Yes, you heard that right. It could take days, and we will track that for you. Meanwhile, Inland Power also reporting more than 800 outages in the area. The majority are north of Spokane. And if you have a photo or video of the wind from overnight or the damage, you can text them to us to the number 509-448-2000. You might see it here on TV during Up with KREM. And taking a look at some of the great photos and pictures you've already sent in, you can see a lot of damage even in the overnight hours. Some trees even down on a car there you see. Very frightening situation, but so far no reports of any serious injuries. But again, text us and we will share it on the show. Well, let's talk about what's trending now. If you drive past the Fox Theater today, you might notice something missing. Gusty winds ripped off the letter O on the sign. Take a look. The wind sent the letter flying into a busy intersection at Sprague and Monroe. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it was so heavy that it did take 3 people to drag it out of the street.
Yeah, thankfully no one was hurt. It ended up falling into an empty part of the street, and yeah, there were no injuries. Honestly, we may have to remove the whole tower and have it replaced. We'll have to see what happens.
The show still went on for the theater. Staff put up yellow caution tape around the sidewalk for visitors in case more debris fell. The sign damage was not the original one, though. We're told that this tower was actually installed back in 2007. So we know this is a lot of information, and for the very latest on last night's windstorm and outages, you can text the word WIN to the number 509-448-2000. That is our texting line, and we'll send a link back right to your phone. At 6:07, it is time for your morning rush. More news in less time as you're working to get out the door. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find a registered sex offender. Kevin Michael McLeod is wanted for 3 different sex offender registration violations. He was last known to be living in Spirit Lake, but the Sheriff's Office believes he's recently been hiding out in Spokane. If you've seen him, call the Sheriff's Office at the number there at the bottom of your screen. COVID-19 cases in Washington state are slowly declining. The Washington State Hospital Association says there are 865 COVID patients in Washington hospitals. That's a 12% decline from last week. COVID cases have mostly been declining since the beginning of October after spiking to record highs in August and September. But as we head into the holiday season, health leaders say we need to keep our guard up. Last night, the Spokane City Council unanimously approved using more than $800,000 in grant money to bolster the Regional Behavioral Health Unit. The grant money comes from the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. The money will pay for 1 Spokane County deputy, 2 Spokane police officers, and 3 Frontier Behavioral Health workers to join the Behavioral Health Unit. Now, the Behavioral Health Unit responds to calls when someone might be experiencing a mental health crisis in the community. That is your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Impacts of yesterday's storm and the damage we've seen across much of the inland northwest, but the good news is wind dies down throughout the day. I'm going to let you know what that wind did for our forecast in the days to come.
And it is Tom's Turkey Drive at Starbucks Day. KREM 2's Channing Curtis and Laura Papetti are live at area Starbucks this morning, telling us how we can enjoy a cup of joe while supporting a great cause. Now, we should mention this is not the first time we've had a windstorm the week before Tom's Turkey Drive. Many of you remember the windstorm in 2015. Despite the additional challenge, you at home continued to step up to make sure families had a Thanksgiving meal to share.
Windstorm happened just before Tom's Turkey Drive, the week of when it was supposed to happen before. And everybody, it seemed like, had no power, including the Rose Hour stores, many of the Rose Hour stores. And we were like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? It was almost like a Turkey Drive miracle. I mean, Rose Hours was able to work with the power company, and they were able to get the store that was down that we needed to come back up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then Avista, whose resources were stretched incredibly thin because they're trying to get power on to hundreds of thousands of people. They just call us up. We didn't reach out, and they go, hey, we're doubling our donation. Just like that. We're doubling our donation. New America Credit Union, longtime supporter, the greatest. What do? They call us up and they go, hey, we know this is tough. We know what's going on. We're doubling our donation. I mean, just like that.